Cool. All right, Jimmy Neesham joining us the day after a pretty epic semi-final, and the dust settled, I suppose? Is it sort of sunk in how last night played out?
Yeah, the dust is settled over the morning, I think. Look, you get into a situation like that, I guess, where it's do or die in a competition, and when you're a lower order batsman, you're always going to be involved when the crunch time comes. So it's certainly something I sort of prepare for, and I thought the guys were outstanding with the ball in the first innings as well to keep England to a parish total, and then Daryl obviously deserves all the plaudits he's going to get for his performance as well.
Give us an idea what you were thinking when you walked out there, or when you got out there with Daz. Do you know what you sort of had to do?
I just said to Daz, I hit CJ for a second ball, and Daz sort of came down and said, "What do you think?" And I just said, "I'm going to try hit every ball for six." And it doesn't always come out of the middle, but chunked a couple good enough to get over the rope, and ended up doing it reasonably comfortable in the end.
What was Daryl like when you were out there? Because obviously it was quite a tense situation, but from talking to, I think GP mentioned he was pretty calm. Is that what you saw as well?
Yeah, well, I think that's the situation you want to be in, don't you? When you've opened the batting, you want to be still there, having faced 40 or 50 balls at the end, and he was obviously seeing it really nicely and striking it well, and it was just a case of hoping we hadn't left the run too late, but as I mentioned before, plenty of time to spare in the end.
Been talked about quite a bit. People seeing similarities with 2019, a guy standing on the boundary rope. Can you recall that incident, and did that take you back at all to 2019?
Yeah, it was very familiar. Obviously, I was the bowler on that occasion, so I much prefer being the batsman in that situation. But look, I think it's natural to draw comparisons. I suppose it was such a historic game a couple of years ago, and obviously against the same opposition as well. So it was played on the big screen a few times during the day, which is never that enjoyable, but more than happy to get one back on them and move on to the game in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, it was absolute scenes of jubilation for the team. But you were obviously sitting there as well, and I think you later explained you were kind of thinking, still a game to go. Can you explain that kind of, I suppose, mentality there?
Yeah, I think it's a situation worthy of celebrating, I guess, winning a semi-final, but you don't come halfway around the world to win a semi-final. So, we've got our sights pretty firmly set on the game in a few days' time, and Australia and Pakistan are going to battle it out this afternoon, and we'll wait and see who comes out of that encounter. But I'm personally, and we as a team are certainly not getting ahead of ourselves, and there's sort of one game to go, and I'm sure there'll be a bigger outpouring of emotion if we can manage to get across the line in a few days' time.
Yeah, how important do you think it is for the team to really reset after that? You often see in tournaments after a really big game like that, sometimes it can be hard to get up again. Is that, I suppose, that it can be a focus for the next few days?
Look, I think we're experienced at it. I think we've done so well, so consistently in tournaments over the last 5 or 6 years. We know how to, I suppose, hit the reset button and put a win or a loss behind us pretty quickly. And we've got pretty robust strategies around how we prepare for games with scouting and planning and all that kind of stuff. So those strategies will kick in over the next couple of days, and we'll get back on the training paddock tomorrow, I think, and prepare as best we can, as we always do for the last game of the tournament.
I suppose you watched tonight with plenty of interest, two pretty quality sides going at it.
Yeah, obviously we've had a fair bit of experience against both of them over the last year or so. I think even though the Australia team is a slightly different look team from the one we played in New Zealand at the start of the summer, I think it's still the same unit, and we'll probably take confidence from that result into the game. But having said that, it's T20 cricket. One player can take the game away from you on the day, so we'll do all that scouting, all that preparation as best we can, and give ourselves a chance to be as free as possible in a few days' time.
Just Jimmy touched on that he works on that situation, having to go in and be in those scenarios, just to take through what that's actually like when you get out the middle, what you are sort of looking to try and do and take yourself to that place. Yeah,
and I suppose explain how you do prepare for that as well.
Well, I think you prepare to hit sixes from ball one, I think, in this format of the game. And Luke Ronke's been a bit frustrated with me over the last couple of weeks with the number of white kookaburras we're going through in training, but hopefully all that frustration paid off the other night or last night. And you just try and stay as still as possible in that situation, get a bit of a read on what the bowler's trying to do. And I think it's important to recognise momentum and the role that can play. And I think it was important to get our partnership, me and Daryl, going quickly and try and get some momentum back in our favour, and then try and take them down to the short side, which is something we talked about out there in the middle as well.
Just lastly for me, been on the road for a fair while. I suppose that one thing that can really get you up to the World Cup final as well for something like that. Is that probably fair? Yeah,
well, I think with the current COVID situation in New Zealand, obviously popping home for a few days and leaving again isn't a reality. So I made the decision back in March to go on the road and try and give myself the best opportunity to prepare as best I could for this tournament. And certainly the World Cup final is what you have at the end of the pipe there that you're looking at. But now it's sort of in front of us. It's one more step to go, and hopefully it'll be worth it.
Nice, buddy.